It's only 9:30 in the morning here in the Derbyshire Dales, and yet it's already very warm with a high sun. I'm going to have to take this cardigan off very shortly lest I overheat, but strike while the iron's hot, as they say. So I am striking out on this lovely path alongside Lathkill Dale, which is a very famous beauty spot here in the Derbyshire Dales, and there's nobody but me on the trail. And what it reminds me of, because it's so bright and so warm already, I've had a flashback. 14 years. It's really quite an intense feeling, a bit like eating your first oyster. That's a terrible analogy. How many people have even eaten an oyster? But it's sort of something that sticks, hopefully not in your throat, but in your memory. Or the first scuba dive and the panic attack. No, Phil, keep your mouthpiece in. Hello, have you been in the water? Morning. And it reminds me of walking in the heat in cool cotton clothes, because I was in India. I was in Tiruvannamalai. I was hanging out with the gurus. I'd been to Shantivanam, the Christian Benedictine ashram on the River Carvery, for 2 weeks over Christmas and New Year, and they said, "Oh, Phil, you must go to Tiruvannamalai. The gurus are in town." I knew nothing about this. They said, "Yes, it's the home of the Ramana Maharshi ashram." Well, I'd never heard of Ramana Maharshi. I certainly couldn't spell it, couldn't say it. And they said, "Yeah, and Mooji's in town." Mooji sounds like a Scandinavian flat pack furniture maker, but I didn't know anything about Indian philosophy, or what I now know is called Advaita, or non-duality, nothing. So one of the things that I quickly learned when I got to Tiruvannamalai, the ashram is at the foot of a holy mountain called Arunachala. And Ramana Maharshi, after his self-realization experience, age I think 17, he went silent, grew his fingernails long, didn't speak, and lived in a cave in Arunachala, which I've visited and meditated there for some hours, as do many pilgrims to the Ramana Maharshi ashram. But another thing that the disciples or devotees like to do, which was new to me, was to circumambulate, that is, walk all the way around the holy mountain of Arunachala. I suppose, what would be the English equivalent? Walking round Glastonbury Hill? Walking round, I don't know, Ben Nevis? Anyway, so on hot days I would go for a lengthy walk. There is a path, but you meet very few people, a bit like here. Look, I've just passed a man and his dog, but that's one man and his dog. There's nobody else on this beautiful sunny Monday morning. And we're coming to the pools where I have been skinny dipping in recent years, but not for a while. And I was very serious in those days about this enlightenment lark. And I thought that if I walked around Arunachala, I'd get enlightened or something would happen. You know, you're just a spiritual tourist really at first. There's nothing wrong with that. We all go through that stage, don't we? But not like in the Bible where Joshua walked around the Jericho, had to walk around it 7 times before the walls fell down. I mean, I might be a devotee, but I'm not daft. I'm not walking 7 times around Arunachala. Clearly a lightweight pilgrim. And nothing happened, of course. I just got hot. But there was, like here, we've got the most beautiful pools, standing pools with the water running through it. But there, in the heat, in the shadow of Arunachala, I did look for shade. I climbed up a tree over a lily pond. Now, do I mean a lily pond? I don't think I mean a lily pond, because what is it that has a beautiful flower? Not an orchid. You already know what I'm talking about, but I can't find the name of the flower that grows in the mud of this pond. And I sat in the tree like I did when I was a kid at the Fairy Glen and Appley Bridge, which I loved, the isolation, poking my head out of the top leaves of the tree. Felt perfectly at home. Nobody could get at me there. And so I'm sat with my bony bum on an Indian diet in this tree. I'd got some lunch, a packed lunch with me, and I noticed a sadhu with ashes on his face. Looks like an Australian cricketer, but it's an abindi spot. And oh, there's some activity over there. I thought it was beavers, but it's not. It's just geese, Canadian geese, I think. And I think he was puffing on a joint, sitting cross-legged under the shade of a tree, and I thought, I'll share my lunch with him. So I climbed down from the tree with my lunch pack, and it wasn't from France or Paris. It wasn't the lunch pack of Notre Dame. Sorry, I'm in this silly mood this morning, it turns out. And so I went up to him, and he didn't flinch, and I shared my lunch with him, and he didn't give me any thanks. I was underwhelmed by the quality of his graciousness, and I thought to myself, blooming heck, if he's on the path or self-realised, he's a miserable so-and-so. He's not very grateful. Oh dear. So I climbed back up the tree for another few hours. We're talking hours, sort of uncomfortably on a bough of this tree over the orchid, but it's not an orchid pond. It'll come to me, the word. Actually reading Mooji's book with the excellent title, by the way, Writing on Water. I like that. Writing on Water, which, as we are by Lathgill Dale and the river, it might be apposite to quote Heraclitus. You cannot step into the same river twice. And with that thought, I'm going to break open my lunch pack. See ya.